Good afternoon, everybody, and a warm welcome. We have got a phenomenal show lined up this hour. This is what makes Hochanda such a special place, because the whole team, we really do strive incredibly hard to bring you something that is special, that is a bit different. We've got Espresso Mushroom. I'm going to explain the concept and everything in just a moment, but can I firstly introduce you to Cameron? How you doing, buddy?
Hi there. My name's Cameron. Obviously, you know that. You've introduced me so far. It's my first time going to be on Hochanda, so I'm a little bit nervous about it.
It's okay. That's what Cameron, you're a great guy. We've been chatting to you, and the nice thing about Hochanda is we're all family. So I'm sure the viewers are going to embrace you. Please send in messages for Cameron. In chatting to you, one thing I get, and whatever kind of craft you're into, the real key is passion. You are such a passionate guy. You really about what we're about to show you. That sounded a bit odd. But no, what I was going to say is that you started off as, you're at uni and you're studying. Tell us a bit about your backstory.
So I was at uni. I studied applied chemistry and chemical engineering. And I decided at the end of it that that was not a project line I wanted to go down.
Yeah.
I moved to Newcastle, and then I got involved with the Urban Mushroom Project, which was a precursor to the Espresso Mushroom Company.
Well, okay, here's the thing. Because you are going to make, with the kits, you're going to help see the evolution, the growth from the very beginning through to what you're seeing here. You've got your own mushroom kits, but they are different because, as the name suggests, there is a coffee element to it. So in each kit, 100 espresso coffees? So
yes, you're absolutely right.
It's a byproduct from the espresso coffee.
I'll take one of the kits apart, actually, and talk you through what's in them.
Well, should we do that? Yeah. Do you want me to put, I'll just leave it down there, and
okay.
I'll let you go to it.
Okay, so this is our pink kit. This is a slightly different species from what you're seeing here. So this is
do you know what make life easy? Could we just maybe open it around there? Sorry,
yeah,
just so your cameras are over there, that might.
Sure, so this is Pleurotus jamor species. It's a pink oyster mushroom.
Yeah.
This one here is a pearl oyster mushroom.
Okay.
So it's a Pleurotus ostitis.
Right.
I'll just open it up and show you. So in the box, you get your spray bottle, which is quite important. These mushrooms need a relative humidity of about 85%.
Right.
And you also get this fully colonized mycelial block. So with other kits, what you would get is we can see it there.
Yeah, that's
so with other kits, what you would normally get is like a substrate mix, and you'd have to mix the mycelium in yourself.
Okay.
We've already done that.
Right.
So this is all ready, good to go out of the bag.
Already I'm loving it.
Yes. And there's also a recipe card in there as well.
Nice.
So
you do like your cooking, you do love your cooking too.
So I've got my full cooking set here ready to show you what you can actually do with some of the things we've got today.
Great.
So
here's the thing. As we've just unpacked it, and Cameron was just showing you, you're getting everything in your kits. Can we just have a good look at this? Is one of the kits. So this is the evolution on what you are looking at. That is your hot pink, which is a variant of the oyster mushroom. But look at, I mean, it is absolutely mesmerizing if you get in close and just see that. And one thing, Cameron, that really strikes me, I was having a look at your website, and I think we have got, we're going to be showing some videos, and there is a time-lapse video. The real joy with these kits is the fact that at the end, yes, you're going to have the most beautiful mushrooms that you can incorporate into your cooking, but that's not it, because as crafters, what we like to do, we like to see something evolve and be a part of that, and you are really following the journey. Anyone can do it. So whether it's for yourself, your family, getting everything in the mix, you're starting from the kits, we're just watering the kits, and it's 4 easy steps, and then every day. Because there are points, Cameron, where you're seeing the mushrooms double in size.
Absolutely. So over here I've got some kits that I've opened up before. You've got a completed kit in front of you. The mushrooms obviously have come out and flowered, well, bloomed really. Right. But this is a kit that I opened about 3-4 days ago.
Okay.
And then this is a kit that has had slightly longer. The kit you're looking at just in front of you has maybe about 2 weeks growth on it.
That's in 2 weeks?
Yes. So from 2 weeks from cutting, I'll show you how to prep the bag in a second, but from that, they grow really, really, really quickly. And it's amazing. Well, you'll see it in the time lapse. Yeah. You see how quickly they actually grow, because there's a very high water content in them.
Can you just tell us a little bit about these specific mushrooms? Yeah. What makes them special? Because you were telling me, I was fascinated by this, that you used to sell these, and you were, how much was it? It was £16 per kilo.
It was close to £16 a kilo resale price. Obviously, as more people have got involved and have started selling oyster mushrooms themselves, the price has dropped slightly.
Okay.
But they are an exotic mushroom.
Right.
If you go to like a Chinese supermarket, it's a slightly different Pleurotus species. So this is Pleurotus ostitis, common woodland mushroom, common wood oyster mushroom.
Right.
Chinese supermarket will normally have king oyster mushrooms. It's just a slightly different species.
Okay. What makes the oyster mushrooms so appealing?
They're very low in fat. They're very, very, very low calorie.
Yeah.
But one of the best things about them is they've got a really nice fibrous kind of stem, so it can act as like a meat replacement. Something like corn would maybe be looking for that kind of idea. But corn only exists in a reactor. Okay. You can't grow corn outside it, but this you can grow. And you can grow it from recycled coffee grounds. You can grow it from recycled cardboard. And that's
You were telling me the flavour is incredible too, because obviously you use this a lot in your cooking.
Yes. I have access to the farm, so of course.
Do you think growing it in the coffee, does that have an impact on the flavour?
No, the coffee doesn't impact the flavour at all. These are a sapotrophic mushroom, which means they grow on dead and decaying wood punk. Right. So by the time that coffee's been processed through making your espresso or whatever, some of the nutrition's lost, and it does have the consistency of wood punk. Right. So it's very easy for the mushroom to start to use it as a food source.
Yeah. Well, I'm absolutely enthralled by this. What kind of feedback have you had? Because in going onto your website, the real appeal, I know so many people, the feedback they're offering is seeing that evolution, that journey, and being able to follow it.
Yeah, no, it's amazing to watch them grow. Yeah. I've had quite a few of these kits. I'll take home some of the ones that maybe don't make it to retail. Okay. And I'll grow them off at home. And it's not just like you grow them off once, you can grow them off a couple of different times. So you can get maybe up to 3 mushroom flushes off of these.
Oh, I didn't know that. So what we're seeing here, so you could eat those and then grow it once, maybe even twice, 3 more times.
Yeah. Yeah, so there is a limited food supply in them provided by the coffee. Yeah. But once you get your first flush off, you just treat them again. I'll talk you through how to treat them properly, but once you've done that, you just drown them again and you're ready to grow them again.
Would you cut them all off at once? Would you cut a few off?
Yeah, so when I'm doing the cooking demo, I'll show you how to pick them properly. Okay. They're quite well attached to the mycelial block. Yeah. So it's more of like a lift and twist action to remove them.
Right. Well, we'll be seeing that. Now, we had a question, and thank you so much for your questions. Alison was just asking about the use-by date. And if we're going to buy this, is there a use-by date?
Yeah, so what I would recommend is as soon as you get these, open them and start, like there's a living organism in here. Right. And if you leave it too long, it'll decide it's ready to go itself. So what will sometimes happen is the mushrooms will eat their way out of the boxes. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why we have the second plastic bag.
It would start to grow if you didn't do anything with it?
I can show, well, I'll take this one back out and I'll show you again. Yeah, okay. But I've put it away. But you can actually start to see it's already like pinning in the inside of the bag. It's starting to form primordia at the top.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So it's looking for air and space and light. Right. But if you do leave that too long, it'll just start to
I mean, once we do get it home, do we have a little bit of time, like a week or so?
No, you've got, I would say within the month.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say within the month you have to open it and use it.
Right. We're going to be getting back to Cameron in just a moment. Allow me to just give you a few of the prices and the item numbers as well. We're going to start with now this is the first set. I want to point something out. On display, we've got the kit, and we've also got one that has obviously grown. So this is just for show. You're only getting one kit, so I don't want to confuse anyone. But look at that beautiful pearl oyster mushroom that you're getting from the kitchen garden. Look, what I would say to you, and we are getting busy for this, it's different. Now, are you a mushroom lover? Do you know someone who is a mushroom lover? This is for, I'm so conscious when I say it's for absolutely everyone, but one thing, I would love to get one of these kits for my nephews and nieces because they're fascinated about growing and seeing that growth, seeing where food comes from. I say this is not just, I really want to stress this, that everybody will be fascinated by it, but just thinking from my own perspective, my nephews and nieces, if you were to give them a kit, and then obviously you can help them with the kits, but they get to check in on the mushrooms every day. I know my nephew would definitely be taking pictures, and he'd be posting his pictures so all his friends could see that evolution. It's easy. You've got absolutely everything you need contained in the kits. So you see that growth, you're doing it, you're watching it, and you can obviously take out, once the mushroom has grown, Cameron was saying, you could get 2, maybe 3 flourishes from that same kit. So do take advantage. Okay, so you've got the joy of watching the growth and the journey of the mushroom, but then, and something we are going to be talking about this hour, is actually eating them. So these mushrooms are very coveted for their taste, for their texture. There's a reason why they command such a price. I say, Cameron, when he used to grow these just to sell, forget the kits, used to grow them, it was a little while ago, and he was saying he was getting just shy of £16 per kilo. So they are top quality mushrooms. They are an exotic mushroom. We have got another option for you. This is your hot pink. So I've seen the oyster mushroom. I've never seen the hot pink. So having a look here, it's got that wonderful shot and flush of pink coming through. Cameron was saying there was salmon something.
Salmon Ostretus, yes.
Salmon Ostretus is its name. The $19.95 is your price. You're getting the kit. I've got to point out something because there is one more option. So it's $19.95 per individual kits, but if you did, apologies, it's $17.95 for the pearl, $19.95 for your hot pink, but there is a discount if you wanted to get both together. And you've already found that. That's why I wanted to mention it. So we have got both kits for you, $32.90. You're saving £5, and you are getting both. Whoo! We're 11 minutes into the show. 20% of the stock has gone. So you'll be getting both of those for the price. I mean, how giftable are these? If you were to, as presents go, to give to a friend or family, do you know, sometimes, and I know there are certain family members I really struggle to buy presents for. So my brother, both my brother-in-laws, I find it's a real struggle. What can I get them? I know for a fact that if I was to give them this as a gift, my brother-in-laws would absolutely love it. And then the whole family can get involved and see the actual journey of the mushrooms. So there are your options. You can either go for the kits individually. Remember, in each kit there is coffee. It's 100 shots of espresso, and that's what gives the nutrients. And also the mix, it's all done for you. You don't need to add anything to it. You're literally cutting the bag open, you flood the bag, and then after 12 hours you drain, you take the air out, and then you just watch, and then it just evolves. 4 easy steps, it's done, and it is truly easy, and anyone can be growing these. You just don't have them in direct sunlight, and that's all these things we will be discussing with Cameron. Now that's not all we have, because we've also got our seed bombs, and as the names suggest, these allow you to then suddenly use what you've had from the kits and take it a step further. So tell us when we were using, or how would we use our seed bombs, Cameron?
So these seed bombs, I have my own here.
Yeah.
So these are all made with coffee compost.
Okay.
Well, the compost that's left over from these mushroom bags.
Right.
I don't know if I mentioned before, but we run a mushroom farm as well. So these are like the small kits that we have at home. Mm-hmm. And all that's in them is really, it's the mushroom compost and a whole lot of like seeds that you can plant outside. So the one that I'm looking at here is it's the one that contains rocket, and that's what we'll be cooking with later.
Oh, lovely.
Yes. So
and would you just literally scatter it?
Yeah, that's how they work.
Any particular areas we would scatter?
I would say something like what plant pots do very well, like tree pits do really well.
Just somewhere inside or outside?
Outside.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter. The whole point of them is it retains a lot of the moisture from the mushroom compost that you get after they've gone. So they go outside, and obviously it picks up rainwater and everything else, and it nurtures the seeds just long enough for them not to be eaten by anything else. And that's how they work. So you just throw them anywhere.
So just literally scatter them and then start growing your own mushrooms.
Yes.
I'll go through the options because we do have some options for you. So let's start here. Now this is your hot leaf salad going through. So I would imagine then what you can see there, the rocket and all the other elements, that's included in...
Yes, so they're, I'll open one of them up.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay, we can have a little look.
I'll open one of these kits up. Again, I'll stand over here so the camera can actually see me. Yeah. But each of the seed bombs is actually individually wrapped as well. Oh. So you just unwrap them and you throw them wherever you want them to grow.
Could you just, are we able to unwrap that?
Yeah, of course.
If you hold it in your palm, Cameron, and just sort of tilt it to the camera, that would be fantastic.
You can see it's just a rolled up amount of mushroom compost.
So that's what protects
Yes.
anything from eating it,
Yes.
and then it will start to germinate.
Yes, and it'll germinate, and then once it's sort of done that, you can then look at see what seeds have actually germinated.
Oh,
I mean,
these
on
are
the front of
incredible.
these, you can see that there is rocket and nasturtium and everything else.
Would they continue to propagate then once you've planted them, sown the seed, so to speak?
Yeah.
Would it then over the years, would you find more? Would they they sort of propagate?
More
in the
like
area?
with the wildflower seeds, I think you've got one of them over there.
Yeah.
With wildflower ones, yes, they will
Okay.
start to propagate themselves
Well,
out.
here we go.
Things like the poppies, the foxglove, they will propagate themselves out.
Nice.
A little thing with the veg mix ones,
Yeah.
things like pumpkin will need a little bit of care. Things like
Okay.
tomatoes will need care.
Yeah.
And they might not propagate themselves out. I mean, we're a lot further south here than
Of course.
where I am, so they might actually start to work a little bit better.
Nice. So what you're getting, you're effectively, what you're seeing here, you're able to grow. What makes them grow is the espresso compost that's surrounding and encapsulating the seeds. And you're effectively planting or scattering those bombs and then growing what you're seeing. $9.99 for one option. You decide whether you wanted to go for the hot leaf salad there. We had the wildflowers, and then we've got the bumper garden veg. Oh. Bumper garden veg sounds, I love the idea of growing my own vegetables. Now, if you're struggling to choose a favourite, we do have an option for you. Just taking a little look. All three for $27.97, saving £5. So I'm massively into, I love the idea of growing your own food. It's tough for me because I live in a flat at the moment. My wife and I live in a flat. But a good friend of mine, in his garden, he just created a very basic flower bed, and he started growing his own veg. It's very simple to do, but using something like this, it makes life even easier. So I can genuinely see the appeal of this. 115-393, your item number. We discussed, the mushrooms are very, very busy. We did discuss, I think this is the best way to see how special these kits are, because we've got a time-lapse video. So what you're going to see in a very short space of time is the journey that you're going to follow across 2 weeks at home. You're going to enjoy this. How cool was that video? I really hope you've enjoyed it. So we're very busy for our mushroom kits. Now we have got the option where you can get both kits together with the additional saving. We're approaching 30% of the stock. Are you a mushroom lover? If the answer to that is yes, or if you know someone who's a mushroom lover, do you know someone who is just impossible to buy presents for? What about getting the mushroom kit? And you know, it's something that's engaging. It's not going to be, a lot of the time, and I find sometimes I get presents like this, they're kind of, you get something, so you get like a mini drone or something like that. You're never going to, I'm not going to use it. Something like these kits I will definitely use. I'll enjoy the journey, and you can post pictures. And that's something I think a lot of people will tap into. getting to share your journey with everyone else. I mean, we're all posting at the moment. So imagine following the journey. If you do that, please tag in Espresso Mushroom, because I know, and on the boxing it will say they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, so do tag your pictures in. So very busy for our twin pack. You can see details on your screen, £32.90, saving £5, 023 428 your item number. We've had some lovely emails. Can I just show you? Well, these are not emails, these are testimonials. So one from Elizabeth, starting off with saying, a mushroom pack given to my best beloved 2 weeks before his birthday, so it'd be ready on the day. Perfect timing. That's brilliant idea. So what about giving a present a little bit earlier and then it's ready for a big day, and then maybe, I don't know, introduce it in some cooking. Penny saying 1 week on, looking forward to tasting, and you will. That's a real joy. You get to see them growing, but then ultimately you're kind of looking forward to, I want to taste them. And these are premium mushrooms. They really are exceptional mushrooms. We've got another one. This one is from Lou saying, I've had such fun watching these babies grow virtually as you look at them. And you do, if you go on the website, I know some people are talking about seeing the mushroom double in a day. So in 1 day, you're seeing it double in size. Sarah is saying, this has been brilliant fun. Elliot wants to work for the Espresso Mushroom Company. He says he will cycle around and collect the coffee grounds. Mushroom pasta last night and sushi today. Sarah, winning at life. I wonder who Elliot is. Oh, here we go. All right, I have got more testimonials, but we'll read those out a bit later on. So very busy for the kits, really busy for the bombs as well. So have a little look at the seeds. You can get them, I don't know what I'm saying. You can get them individually or you can get them as a set. We're going to do some cooking. Cameron, over to you, buddy.
Right, okay, so we've talked about what we can actually get from what we're growing. So we can grow the mushrooms, so we're going to use mushrooms.
Brilliant.
We can grow rocket, so we're going to use rocket as well. So what I'm going to make...
growing rocket, because rocket's not cheap.
No, it's really not, and it's a really nice, it's quite a versatile, well, it's not a vegetable, it's quite a versatile leaf, really. It's peppery, and it picks up the sulphur and things from the soil, and that's what gives it that bite. Nice. And it'll contrast really well with the pine nuts and the mushrooms.
Oh, you're making me hungry.
Yeah, well, you're going to get to try it.
Okay.
So I'm going to take these mushrooms off of this box that I've brought with me.
So I tell you, if you just, before you do that, if you could do it so we're facing the camera.
Yeah,
so just
shall I do from one of these ones?
Just that camera. No, it's fine doing it there. We just get that camera. There we go, just so we can see how you take it out.
Sure.
I know it's not easy. Cheers, buddy.
But,
So we're kind of grabbing it,
So you just grab it at the base and you just pull.
Yeah.
And then that's how that works. And you've got it off.
Perfect. And if you just show to the camera, oh, there we go. And it kind of comes off in one.
Yeah, so you get these nice little bouquets that come off.
Lovely.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim that bit there off at the end, because that's where it's been in contact with the mycelial block.
Okay.
And it's not usually much on it. Sometimes I'll pull a bit of cardboard or something with it, and it's good to get rid of it.
Would you then wash the mushrooms?
No, you don't want to wash the mushrooms.
Oh, okay.
Because it'll start to they absorb water. And that's another little trick I'm going to show you here.
Okay.
So you don't want to cook them in butter. You cook them in a little bit of water first, because that way they don't pick up all the oil right away, and they don't go really greasy.
Brilliant.
So first things first, I'm just going to toast some of these pine nuts. I have this on high heat at the back, so I've got some pine nuts in there at the back. I'll just toast them off. Okay. Don't need those anymore. And then I'm going to take some of this butter, and I'm just going to caramelise the onion with it.
Get a bit of onion, butter in there. Lovely.
Yep. So I'm going to take the onion.
Okay.
And just sort of roughly dice it.
Yeah.
So I'm only going to use half an onion, I think, seeing as it's just yourself.
Nice. Lovely.
Right. Yeah, I'm aware I'm not really talking very much, but
that's okay. Don't worry. No, we're just watching. It's fine.
I can tell you some interesting fun facts about oyster mushrooms.
I would love to hear that. Talk to me.
So, they're one of the few carnivorous mushrooms on the planet.
What?
So these actually eat nematode worms. They form a hydraulic pressure loop within the mycelium block, and they capture and eat nematode worms.
What? I did not know that.
It's absolutely fascinating. They, like I said, they form these little snares.
Yeah.
Nematode worm goes in between them and triggers them.
You are so passionate about mushrooms. Where did you discover this passion?
I have no idea. I just find it so amazing. These things, they exist, and the pharmacology behind them is just absolutely insane. And with these guys, the health benefits you get off them are just absolutely incredible. They're really, really, really high in protein for the amount of calories. So something like 33 calories per 100 grams. Yeah, absolutely.
So Think about anyone if you are vegan, and I know the big thing being vegan is trying to find different sources of protein. Mushrooms are a great source of protein and nutrition. Leonie said she was going to be placing her order today. Leonie's vegan. I've gone vegan. I turned vegan in February, and so I was discussing it actually with Cameron and saying that I find I do eat mushrooms, and mushrooms is a great substitute for certain dishes where you might necessarily be using meat. And then Cameron showed me this picture, and we'll discuss it in a while. I know he's cooking right now, but he was able to kind of like a meat substitute using the mushrooms because they were absorbing all the flavour, and then he put it in a panini. But it was amazing.
Yeah, so that's one of the really interesting things about these mushrooms, or just mushrooms in general, is that you can replace the water content of them with something else. So in that example that you gave there with the, it was essentially mushroom jerky, is what it was. But you've replaced the water in the mushrooms with passata. It's like just tomato passata and refined coconut oil. And you get that really nice bite and a really nice kind of oily mouthfeel that you would normally get from things like pork or chicken or beef.
Lovely.
And it works really well. So I'm just toasting off these pine nuts, and that's what I'm doing just now. And I'm going to try and caramelise this onion a little bit.
Lovely.
And then once that's up to speed, I can do the garlic. So I'm going to do some garlic.
You're making everyone hungry.
I hope so.
Yeah.
This is one of the best bits of this job.
If you do have any questions for Cameron, we would love to hear from you. studio@hochanda.com. I know this is a totally different show, but it's a show that I think really encapsulates why Hochanda is such a special place, because we are the home of crafts, hobbies and art, and this really is a great hobby. It's something different that you can enjoy and tap into in a different way.
Yep.
Okay, so a bit of garlic.
Yeah, a little bit of garlic, and it just sort of, it adds something to it. With these mushrooms as well, we've had a couple of chefs from different restaurants asking about mushroom powder.
Yeah.
To add, it adds like a nice kind of umami kind of taste.
Oh yeah.
So something you would normally find from things like seaweed, for example, that you would normally add to things just to give it that extra taste.
Nice.
My fingers are going to absolutely stink of garlic now,
That's
but
okay.
it's totally worth it.
Don't worry, yeah. Love garlic.
Well, I've got a garlic press here, so I'm not going to bother chopping this.
Yeah.
So that's the onion and the garlic.
So how have your friends and family sort of responded? Because you were telling me you started off doing the urban mushrooms, and then obviously, and then the Espresso Mushroom Company came about. Do you tend to find, have your friends and family sort of embraced all the mushroom options you have?
Well, I'll say yes. And the reason for the big sigh is the puns that always come with it. It's like, there's not mushroom in here. You seem like a fun guy. Are they the fun kind of mushrooms? And let me tell you, those puns get old very quickly.
I can imagine.
Yes.
Guys, if we could just take those out of the script for later on in the second half of the show, that would be great.
But,
okay, so we're
yeah,
just sweating those onions and garlic down. Now, this is, and I'm sorry to keep on going on about my nephew and nieces, but I know that I know they would love this. So being able to watch the mushrooms grow, and then this is a dish you could totally do with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the joy they would get from actually eating the mushrooms that they've grown would be incredible.
There's something really to be said for like doing things yourself, and this is a crafting channel, so it's very easy to see that if you want to make your cards, say, or your paper craft or your quilt craft, that you can turn around and say, I made this, I did this myself.
You hit the nail on the head.
And that's what we're looking at here. Like, you can smell that, can't you?
Yeah, I can. What did you put? You just put, was it salt and pepper?
No, I've just put a little bit of parsley and a little bit of pepper.
Oh, okay.
And really that's just a sort of like...
wow, that smells lovely.
It does. That smells amazing.
Okay.
So I'll just let that sort of simmer to itself for a bit. I'm going to check those pine nuts and make sure they're okay. Yeah, they're browning nicely. The reason you want to toast them first and not just throw them in the sauce is because, again, they'll just go soggy, and you don't get that nice kind of sort of little bite that you really want.
So do your friends and family expect you to do the cooking then?
I volunteer to do it.
Oh, well, there you go.
I really enjoy doing it.
That's what we like. Okay.
So I'm going to roughly shred these mushrooms. If you get them and you get a bouquet slightly different from this, actually, what I'll show you is, so these mushrooms here, again, I'll bring them over to the camera and show you. So with these ones, again, I'm just going to go for the base and twist. Take that off.
Oh, all right.
You can see how these ones are a little bit leggy.
Yeah.
So that's just a case of they've not really had adequate airflow or adequate hydration or adequate light. That's all. That's the only difference between these.
So what would we? But it's still absolutely fine, obviously.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, of course.
What are we looking for? What's an optimal growing environment then for your mushrooms?
If you have them on like a kitchen windowsill, somewhere where it's going to be quite stable temperature-wise, quite stable airflow-wise.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just going to throw these. Just going to throw these in the pan.
So you're just sticking them straight in with the.
Yep. So this is reduced down enough that it's not going to be really oily.
Right.
Because the onions absorb some of it, the garlics absorb some of it.
Okay.
And these mushrooms are just going to pick it up and it's going to taste great.
Nice.
But so somewhere temperature and light stable, really. If it's going to get a draft, the mushrooms don't like it.
All right. So no draft. And they shouldn't be in direct sunlight?
No,
and
absolutely
no windowsills either?
No, a windowsill facing into the room as opposed to facing out into the room.
All right.
Does really well for them.
So not a window ledge, but a windowsill, like as long as it's inside the room.
Yes.
See, I've got the perfect, in my kitchen, it gets a lot of light and there's a little window ledge inside the kitchen that would be fantastic for it.
No, they do like that sort of environment. I think
that's a good amount of mushrooms.
Yeah, absolutely. And they'll pick up all that flavour that we've got there as well. So just going to give it a wee stir. And let it pick up all the flavour from the bottom of the pan.
Okay.
That's what we're doing. My pasta's not foaming all over the place now, which is good.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll have to turn that back up.
Great dish to make though, and it's so nutritious, it's healthy, you're getting a lot of good stuff into you.
Well, I mean, for right now, this is, it's not, I was going to say it's vegan, but I've used butter. I guess you could use something else.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah.
Well, but you could use olive oil.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's just because I'm going to add cream cheese to it in a minute anyway, so. Yeah. You can smell those pine nuts. It's quite like a popcorny kind of smell.
Yeah.
I think they're about ready. I'll turn them off. Not really used to working with an electric hob. That's what the problem is. Right. Now for the fun part. I've got my white wine.
Oh, okay. Oh, bit of wine in there as well. Happy days.
And I'm going to add a wee bit of white wine to this.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Now, floor manager Molly said if you need anyone to look after that wine.
I might misplace it in the fridge here once I'm leaving.
Okay, it's going to be an interesting day at Hochanda.
So I'm going to let this simmer through and pick up the rest of those flavours, and the mushrooms will start to absorb them.
And that is, look, that is one of the joys of cooking with the mushrooms, the way that they do absorb all the flavours. They really do become their surroundings. Okay, just let us know when it's a good time to have a recap. Do you need some time now, or are we good?
Yeah, if you want to recap, what do you want to recap?
We're just going to give people, just give some updates. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm not interrupting.
No,
sure?
not at all. This is going to bubble away to itself.
All right, great. Didn't want to go back to camera. It's like, no, it's all ruined. Okay, so we have had, amazing. We've had some pictures. Brilliant. This is from Luke. Oh, okay, sorry, we don't know the name. So we're just showing you here. You've got, look at this. So it's showing the evolution of the mushroom. They're amazing things. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't realize how incredible mushrooms were until I really started researching for this show. And they are absolutely fascinating. You can see why Cameron is so passionate about them. So we've got more pictures. Oh, wow. Now that's a great yield. And that's where you're going to start getting really excited. Is from seeing all, I mean, each batch is going to be original. And I love that. I think that's really, ooh. Now that is a fine crop of the hot pinks. Yeah, we love that. Thank you so much to everyone who's been sending in pictures coming through. And again, back now to the oyster mushrooms. Oh, stop it. I'm actually watering at the mouth. That is mushroom shoe buns. Oh, now that's nice. That's the kind of thing you go to one of those posh restaurants and they'll charge you about £30 for that plate. Elliot, who's I read in the review, who wants to be part. When he grows up, Elliot wants to work for the Espresso Mushroom Company, I'm sure. Look, they'd love to have you. Elliot, that is amazing. You're an absolute star. Thank you so much, everybody who sent in those pictures. We're really busy, and I love the fact that Hochanda we support, well, we've got all types of companies here, but it's so nice to support smaller boutique companies. You can see with regard to the production, Cameron is the guy. He's the one really in charge of getting all the kits together, putting it all together. It is a small boutique company, but you can see the passion that you're getting here. So, okay, there are 2 options for you. Well, actually, there are 3 options. So bear with, I'm going to give you the 2 separate options, and then there's one final option where you're getting both together. So just hold fire until we've gone through all options. Now, I don't want to confuse anyone because I know we've got 2 kits on screen, but you're only getting the one. We're just showing you the other one. You can see just behind, it's the grown version. So there we go. But isn't that amazing? All right, so you're getting the one kit, $17.95 if you want to go for the oyster mushroom, and everything in the kit. So you've got the spritzer bottle. One thing that really impressed me as well, it's the fact that within the kits you don't need to add anything to it. You've got 100 shots of espresso. That's the food, the basis, and then you've got all the mushroom and all the elements for that mushroom to thrive. So that's your first option. And then we've got hot pink. I've never seen a hot pink oyster option, and they're both exotic mushrooms, but my goodness, that hot pink is a little bit special. So think about if you were to maybe grow the mushrooms and then have, I mean, for a very special occasion, to create a dish, get your friends and family around, and they get to eat what you've grown. I mean, there's something so satisfying about doing that. So once again, everything is in the kit. These are incredibly giftable too. Just looking at the packs, instantly you can see gift, gift, gift. And I know I mentioned it earlier on. Do you have anyone that you really struggle to buy presents for? So I've talked about my brother-in-laws, and every year I'm like, what do I get my brother-in-laws? I don't want to get them any drinks because it's just a bit boring. I think we gave my brother-in-law a book at one point, which is, I don't know, can you give people? We did, we gave him a book. But here, something like this, what I love about it, it's different. You get to eat the mushrooms at the end of it, but the real joy is seeing that evolution. From going from this box here, and then in 2 weeks, that is what you're gonna see. And not only that, you can take, and Cameron showed us how easy it is to pluck the flourish of mushrooms out, and then you could probably get another 2, maybe even 3 more flourishes from one kit. So take advantage, but the taste, and that is something else. And was there a reason why, Cameron, you went for the oyster mushrooms?
Yeah, well, originally we spoke to a gentleman, and he wanted to make vegetarian sausages.
Okay. And
that was part of what really kick-started this. So I've mentioned before that they're quite fibrous, and they've got like a nice kind of bite to them that you wouldn't normally get from things like normal mushrooms. Like normal button-cup mushrooms don't have that bite, they don't have that flavour.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, so that was one of the reasons why we went for oyster mushrooms.
I wish everyone at home could smell what we're smelling too. Molly, does that smell good? Oh, it smells fantastic.
Well, I'm not going to pretend this is the first time I've made this.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's one of the things I'm quite happy with.
Oh, I've just got to say, sorry, I forgot to tell you that we have got the options, that final option where you can get both together. It happens to be our busiest option, so well done. I'm so pleased that you're embracing the Espresso Mushroom Company. $32.90, you're getting both kits that you can see here. So you're getting your hot pink, and you're also getting your oyster mushrooms in there. So 2 kits for $32.90. Okay. So how are we getting on, Cameron?
I'm nearly finished.
Lovely.
I'm just going to drain that pasta off.
So what Cameron did, you might have missed it, but we just put the rocket into the mix. Yeah.
So this is just rocket and cream cheese that I've added to this after the wine. I'm just going to drain the pasta off, and then I'm ready to plate up, and I'll show you what it looks like.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll just drain the pasta, and while we are doing that, I've got to read out a few more of the. Hello, just going to read out a few more of the testimonials. So this one's from, this is nice, from Michelle. So Michelle's saying, my family knows how much I love cooking with fresh ingredients. They bought me an Espresso Mushroom Company kit as a gift. So giftable, it really is incredibly giftable. I grow vegetables in my garden, and now I grow mushrooms in my kitchen. I think they're fantastic in stir fries with pasta, and they're a great source of immune boosting minerals and vitamins. They really are. Imagine growing in the bedroom, and I say that for little ones in your house. If you were to get them excited about food, and it's a really good thing to get them passionate about food. So how about you get the kit, and then as a family you watch the growth. but a smaller member of your family could have the mushroom kit in their room. Just make sure maybe it's on a windowsill, it's got direct light source to it, so it's nice bright space and it's warm. They'll watch the progression. Then as a family you can cook and eat the mushrooms together. Got another one from Helena saying, I received the seed bombs, which we have, as a gift from my parents. As I'm not much of a gardener, and this is great. If you're not much of a gardener, this is fantastic. Saying it's a great way for me to get some very pretty flowers growing in my garden. Definitely recommend these wildflower seed bombs. They are so pretty. And we have got details for the seed bombs on your screen. If you want to get all 3 packs, you've got them there. I like that. Allotment, so that's the name given the testimonial, saying fun and easy way to grow our own mushrooms. Becky is saying our mushrooms grew amazingly quickly, and they do grow amazingly quickly, and we were lucky enough to get a second harvest as well. You know, you could get a second harvest, you could even get a third harvest possibly. And we've got another one here saying the kits are fantastic and perfect for any foodies who are fascinated by growing their own produce. Instructions are clear and straightforward, and the mushrooms are absolutely delicious. It's an incredibly satisfying box plate experience. And that's it, from box to plate. Okay, so we're just having a little look at the mushrooms here. The finished, I mean, Cameron, that looks amazing.
I should hope so, yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
But that's how easy it is. You watch the ingredients go in, you watch the speed you can cook it, and you can smell it. It's proper nice.
Cameron, now you make that for somebody. Can you just give, for anyone who's just tuned in, very quick recap, how did we do it?
So all that I did was I took the oyster mushrooms off of one of our boxes. I used rocket, which you can grow from one of the seed bomb kits. Okay. I mixed it together in the pan. I toasted some pine nuts. I did a little bit of white wine. Yeah. A little bit of cream cheese. Just mixed everything together. Yeah. And I've served it up. Just put a wee bit of extra rocket over the top and a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And
I would imagine that tastes amazing. I'm fascinated to see the actual taste of the oyster mushrooms. Yeah. But am I allowed to try it? Are we allowed with regulations? We're not allowed.
That's
not allowed,
a shame.
Unfortunately. That's it. Oh, I tell you what, Cameron, why don't you have a bite?
Yeah, of course.
You have a bite for us.
Yeah. Well, it's one of these things I make all the time anyway. But
go for it.
No, I do quite enjoy it.
Oh, that's it. Do you know what? Cameron, man, that's what I like. Big old mouthful.
That's good.
Yeah. See, this is the satisfaction you're seeing on Cameron's face. That's the satisfaction you're going to have as well. And the mushrooms are incredible. And I really wish, you know what, there's certain things I'm not happy with COVID, but not being able to, I'm greedy. I love my cooking shows, and I'd be tucking in straight away, but unfortunately I can't be eating it at the moment. But you can see from Cameron, how easy was that? We grew the mushrooms ourselves using the box kits. Then we were able to cook with the mushrooms, very simple recipe. But then with this kind of recipe, you don't want to overdo it, because the real star of the show are the oyster mushrooms. So don't detract from that. A few simple ingredients. You've got the onions, garlic in there, a little bit of rocket, some toasted pine nuts. Get some olive oil on there as well. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Just in case you might have just tuned in and missed earlier on, we've got a great video showing you a time lapse of the whole process. So take a look at this. could watch that all day. And we're just having a look at the dish that Cameron prepared from scratch in a matter of minutes, and you're going to be doing that. So it's a beautiful pasta dish that really does showcase how gorgeous these mushrooms are. So I have a question for you. Are you a mushroom lover? Or do you know somebody who is a mushroom lover? If you know someone who's vegan, this is fantastic as well. It's absolutely not just for vegans, but I know mushrooms, because they're so high in protein and they've got a lot of vitamins in them as well, minerals. They're just a great source of nutrition. So here's, for me, what makes these kits so appealing. They are incredibly giftable. Personally, I would love to use one of the kits at home, see that progression. So buying it for yourself, yeah, go for it. But where I think this really comes into its own, and we've had a lot of messages about Christmas presents. Now, one thing we've got to say, because Cameron talked about this, when you get it home, really you want to start using it within a month, 2 months, or a month or two. We'll say about a month or two?
I'd say, I'd say a month and a half.
Okay, month and a half, no longer. So what we're going to do, and the whole team, we'd love to have Cameron back. I think just before Christmas, we'll get Cameron in and we'll give you another opportunity to get these if you're looking to buy them for Christmas presents. So a bit nearer at the time, hopefully. I mean, I've got no say in this, but we have got one of our top buyers, Caroline, who's sitting in the gallery, so hopefully she can make it happen. But as for now, if you just want to buy it for a gift, for a friend, for a family, for yourself, or to try it out, why not give it a go? Where I say, as a family, this is a great idea to bring a family together. When I say family, young or old, whether it's just you and your partner, or if you have got little ones in your household, this is incredible. Because we saw Elliot. Can we see that picture of Elliot again? Because he looks so proud of the mushrooms that he's grown. There's Elliot. Good lad. You can see that. And I talked about growing in the bedroom. So this is great. He's grown it in his bedroom, and then he's obviously going to get to eat it. And he's done a fantastic job. That is a great harvest. So we have got two different options for you. Everything you need is in the kit. What I'll do, I'll just move this out of the way for a sec. Now, the busiest option is the two together. Should we start there? We'll start here. So if you do want to get both options together, you're saving an additional £5. And I've got to tell you that over half the stock has gone for both options together. Now, you've got your oyster mushroom, and then you've got your hot pink in the mix as well. So you can go for the kits separately as well. What I would say about the kits, everything you need is included in the kits, and it is so easy. You've got 4 easy steps. Once you get the kits home, I'm just going to spin around and show you. There's social media. Do follow Espresso Mushroom on social media. But here are the steps. Going from opening up, what you do, then just watering it. So what you do, you put it in water, leave it for 12 hours, then you put it into the box. So you drain the water, drain the air, put it back in the box, and then you start watching it grow. You use your sprayer to just keep it moisturized, and then you harvest. That is it. And we've had one testimonial saying they got a second crop from there. Cameron was saying you might even be lucky and get 3 crops from there. Where the name, because you might be thinking espresso mushroom, where the espresso comes from, in each one of these kits is 100 espresso shots. That is what provides the nutrition for the mushroom. So you can see this is the front of the box that we're opening up. You've got that perforation there, and that's where the mushroom grows out. And in 2 weeks' time, this box will turn into this box. And you can see, oh, look at all those beautiful mushrooms that you've grown at home. You've seen them evolve. You know where they've come from, and that's important. So you know the story, the journey behind the mushrooms. But oyster mushrooms are they're a beautiful, special mushroom. They really are a speciality when it comes to mushrooms. And you were saying, Cameron, that you initially started growing mushrooms. Mm-hmm. When you were growing them, what, just under £16 per kilo?
Yes. So that's when we were growing them at the time. That was like the sort of wholesale price you would get from restaurants and things. So when you took them out to sell them to people, we sold to, like, Tyneside Cinema, Supernatural, vegetarian places, vegetarian friendly places. Yeah. And they do get quite a good, or they did get quite a good price. Yeah. Recently, the market's become more crowded with people growing oyster mushrooms. Well,
this is another interesting point, because we're having a nice little chat in the kitchen earlier on, and Cameron was telling me, and I've seen actually documentaries on this, that for sustainability and thinking about, and we're all so much more conscious of the environment now, and a lot of people are looking at alternative ways to farm. And what this does, and you were doing with the Urban Mushroom Company, is being able to grow crops in urban surroundings. So it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter. For instance, I live in a flat, so I don't have any gardening space, but I can grow one of the kits, because as long as you've got a sunny spot in your home, you put the mushrooms, you keep it watered, or once you've watered it, keep it sprayed, it will grow. Just make sure it doesn't have a draft.
If it gets a draft, the mushrooms, it won't bloom as well.
Okay.
If it doesn't get enough light, it won't bloom as well. And if it doesn't get enough airflow, you end up with some really odd-shaped little mushrooms. I think I sent a photo of that in, but yeah, they're really easy to keep, and that's one of the other things. And when you think about it, for the sustainability thing, part of this project that stops, well, there's 500,000 tonnes of coffee goes to landfill in the UK every year.
Wow.
So you think about how you can actually use that coffee. You could actually use it to make mushroom boxes.
And it's such a waste, because it's showing how nutritious the coffee that we're throwing away is. So why not repurpose it? Can we just unbox one of the kits again?
Yeah, sure.
Because we're going to show you. Can we just show that? Is that right?
Yeah. Should we unbox the other one?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Pass that to you.
So again, this is one of our. This is the Pearl Oyster Mushroom Kit. I'll just show you what you get in it.
Yeah.
And I've already actually taken the spray bottle out of this one. But this is the Pearl Kit.
Okay.
That outer plastic bag you need to take off when you get it out. And when you cut along that cross line.
Yeah. Just tell us what's so special inside, because not only have we got the coffee grounds, but we've also got
recycled cardboard in here. So it's coffee grounds, recycled cardboard, and the actual mycelium itself.
Well, that's the thing, the mycelium that you're getting there, because traditionally what you would have is in a kit, and I have seen kits. I was doing my research for the show, and you might find a kit, but then you have to mix in the mycelium. We don't need to do that.
I've had a kit myself beforehand, and it was straw they were using as a substrate, and you had to pasteurize the straw yourself and then add the mycelium yourself.
So it's a bit of a faff.
It was a bit of a clart on, I think, is the thing for here.
Right.
But yeah, so you get the mycelium block, you get a recipe thing.
Nice. So you are getting, and that's another point. So you've seen Cameron cooking, and you're thinking, I want to get the recipe. There is a recipe. Could you just hold that to the camera?
Yeah,
Cameron,
of course.
please? So you are getting a recipe there, and you can also go onto the Espresso Mushroom website, and there's loads of recipes in there too. Just very, very quickly while we're doing that, so that is the kit, and you've got the sprayer bottle in there as well, which you would use just to spray and keep them moist.
Yeah, it's just a little spray. It's just to give the mushroom incentive that it's time to fruit.
Very quickly, we've also got the seed bombs as well, and we had such lovely messages about the seed bombs or testimonials. So seed bombs, what these are using the espresso, the ground espresso, as basically a nurturing encouragement to protect the seeds and allow them to grow. So we've got different plants and flowers, so different kits. You can get all three. I'll just go through the different options. So here we've got a hot leaf salad. So in there you've got your rocket, you've got your garlic and chives, you've got loads in there. So just having a little look. Sorry, I'm trying to read upside down. So that's one option. Then we've got here the wildflowers. Now with the wildflowers, they will potentially self-propagate. So once they're growing, when they die off, next season you might see them coming back. And you've also got, and I love this, if you have a garden space, garden veg. If you're somebody, we had the testimonial, who was it? I think it was Becky, who was saying, was it Becky or Michelle, saying that they struggle to actually grow anything in their garden. With the bombs, you'll just literally, plant. Do you plant the bombs, Cameron? Would you just dig a hole and plant it, or just throw them?
The point is you just throw them. They're literally, you can throw them wherever. You could plant them if you wanted, but the idea is they bring like a little blast of life to a place that wouldn't normally have it. So with the wildflower ones, you'll see the foxgloves come back, you'll see the poppies come back like time after time.
This is incredible.
Because they're wildflowers.
All you're doing is getting the bombs, and you're just literally throwing them, and then you'll start to see growth. So whether it is the vegetables, the leaves, or the wildflowers. Now we have got some pictures very, very quickly to show. Oh, the wildflowers are beautiful. Paola, you need to get some for your garden. They'll look great. Nice. Yeah. So that's the start of the cucumber from, growing your own cucumbers. Come on. Would you put the vegetables in a greenhouse? Would they work in a greenhouse?
I would think so. So things like the tomato, I mean, we are a lot further south here, but things like the tomato would probably work better if kept in a greenhouse. Okay. The squash will come along a wee bit later. I think it has pumpkin seeds in it. Yeah. That will tend to come out later on in the year. But it'll lie dormant until then, until it's ready to go.
Okay. Just want to say a huge thank you to Cameron. First time on TV, and I think you've done an absolutely fantastic job.
Thank you very much.
Look, will you promise you come back and visit us again?
Yes, I will come back and
Brilliant.
visit.
We'd love you to, because it has been such a great show. You can see how passionate you are. And you bring something I've never seen here at Hochanda or outside Hochanda. I think these are fantastic.
Thank you.
So thank you, genuinely thank you, buddy.
Thanks very much.
Do make sure to look out for the Espresso Mushroom Company. You can find them on social media, so on Instagram, on Facebook. If you bought any of the kits, I know that Cameron and the team would love to see your pictures, so please tag them in your pictures. Just a little bit of an update. The most popular option was the pear. 2/3 of the stock of the pear has gone. Whether you're buying for yourself or if you're buying as a gift, I promise you, you will not regret it. They are incredibly giftable, and the joy of seeing mushrooms, growing your own food, and especially for someone who hasn't got any space, because you can grow it anywhere in your home. You're always going to have some space. See the mushrooms grow and then taste them, because that's one thing that we can never do justice on TV, is the actual taste of the mushrooms are incredible. So you see that life cycle and then you get to taste them. So what a thing to do with your family or by yourself. It's just a real experience. And that's the only way I can describe these kits. They are an absolute experience. Cameron, thank you so much, buddy. Great job. I really hope you've enjoyed it as well. Enjoy your kits. I'm excited to anyone who's bought these kits. I'm really excited for you. So everyone's going to go place their order now. Thank you for your company. Got plenty more though coming up.